Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm Terra Cactus, and welcome back. In this corner of the room, there's a cloud of cigarette smoke that sat on the girl with her feet on the table who's eyeing me with an indifferent expression on her face. In the left hand, she has a cigarette stub that's almost completely burned out, while from the ashes were falling from the right floor. Does it smell or not? For some time I was standing there motionless. The smoke from the cigarette was filling my lungs, forcing another rough cough from me. The answer was obvious and rather distinct. Yes, it smells. The girl looked faded in the cigarette to another. 2 drugs stubbed out on the table. Damn it, listen, be a good friend and open the window, or it will kill me. The fact that she is so uninterested made me relax a bit, but I didn't let my guard down. I still decided to carry out the request and opened a window. The fresh air slowly started replacing the stench of cigarettes, while the girl was lazily trying to cast clouds of smoke away from herself. I kept silent for about a minute. After some time I stood there. She didn't even think about starting a conversation, considering my extreme interrogation was just a while ago. Her current indifference surprised me. I was the first one to make a step towards her and start talking. Oliver sent him here to get a uniform and bed linen. According to Wanger, I still need to be a part of your squad. The girl ran her eyes over me for a moment from head to toe, a bit slower from head to toe, and started examining her nails, then uncovered her expression of the face. Who did that to you? Why are you all wet? Oliver had been interrogated. I had been interrogated. I see. He likes water. He likes interrogations. He's just... So you say you're... that Nemo guy with no memory? I nodded. Dry yourself with that white towel, and I'll go get you a uniform in the meantime. The girl quickly put her feet on the floor and stood up. I noticed how tall she was, perhaps even too tall. Next to her I looked like a small boy. She straightened her skirt and went to leaving me for another room. By the time my hair had gotten dry, my shirt was still wet and sticking to my body unpleasantly. I grabbed the first towel I could reach from the neat heap on the shelf and wiped my hair and face and neck. I didn't take my friend long. She stood and returned without ever further ado, threw a heap of clothes at me. I hardly managed to catch it. I forgot to mention you never asked. My name is Helga. Nice to meet you, Nemo. She extended her hand for a handshake. I held out mine in return. Helga's grip was strong and confident. Mine was unsure and careful. You can change here. I won't look. Helga sat back to the table and seemed idleness bored her. She was taking matches from the box and firing them up for a few seconds. Her expression was indifference, but not leave her face. I went behind our shelves in the bed linen cloth, made my clothes, and a slight feeling of uneasiness. After I went back to Helga and tried starting a conversation with her to clarify at least something for myself. How many of you are here? Do you all live here? In reply, she gave me a puzzled look and an ironic smile. Why don't you ask Oliver? It's his duty, so let him deal with you. He calls the shots here after all. What do you mean by that? He's in charge of your squad? Helga's eyelids narrowed as she leaned back in her chair. Yeah, he is. He does the best, but he forgets that we have our own heads on our shoulders. Rather, tell me, where do you come from? I have amnesia. I don't remember anything. So you don't know the mess that's going on in the world either. Apparently so. So would you mind telling me about it? For some time, Helga was playing with her matches, and then she looked at me from under her eyebrows. Look, kid, you're somewhat suspicious. Having bleached that aside, let someone else take responsibility for enlightening you. I didn't try to continue this meaningless conversation. I didn't want my persistence to spoil my relationship with Helga. I still need bed sheets. Oliver asked me to take them. She ignored me and put the matches aside. She started looking for something on the shelves in the wardrobe behind her back. Where did I put them? A few minutes, Helga looked at me. Tell me what. You bring me back a pack of cigarettes, and then I'll give you a bed linen. She was waiting for an answer. Helga's offer sounded rather serious. There was no doubt about that. A pack of cigarettes? Seriously? This unexpected deal bewildered me for a while. Helga raised her eyebrows. I gave it to Ruff. You've seen her already, am I right? Yes, she's present during my interrogation. You know, I needed to warn you, though. Don't treat her like a girl. She doesn't like that. What do you mean, treat her like a girl, and why not? You'll figure it out. She's something in the barracks. Don't get lost. With the same bored expression she took during the conversation, she started examining her nails, and it became clear to me our discussion was over. Now I headed to find Ruth and take a pack of cigarettes for Helga from her. I want to go back in the steam room. I still haven't found a pack of cigarettes. I won't go in there. Oliver has forbidden me to leave the barracks. Salt. I opened the door carefully. Fair-haired, top-head, and some soldier was showing from behind the boxes. Before I could even figure it all out, I slammed the door shut. Who is he? However, Oliver promised me to introduce everyone later. I didn't think that I was doing that before. Tim was right. Before it was a good idea. I won't go in there for now. So, go back. What's in here? Another mess hall? Okay, so we're here for now. Seemed like my presence didn't cheer up anything much, far less than the second she stood at me perplexed, and then she rushed in my direction. What the hell are you doing here? Ruff was so vigorous that I stepped back before I even knew it. Ulrich Wenger said I'm one of you now. What? This means you're gonna spy on us openly? What a sharp girl. No. No, well, I'll be figuring out where I am and where I came from. I'll have to stay in your midst. My command is so kind and noble. That sudden change of Ruff's mood astonished me. Apparently my feelings were reflected on my face as she furrowed her brow once again. Hey, don't read too much into it. I wish we had a real bromance here with him. But as you can see, in my current position, that's impossible. I noticed that since she said that she was a man, but I couldn't find any explanation for that yet. Well, if I've been sent by... I couldn't finish and absolutely brutally grabbed me by the chin. It was painful, but I didn't resist. What did you call me? Will you say it again or what? Ruff roughly squeezed my lips and the answer sounded quietly indistinct. Ruth. What did you call me again? Don't you dare ever do that. Don't follow my suit. My name is Rufus. You got that? I started nodding and then she let me go. She started talking to calmer. Since for now you'll be living with us, even though I don't get you. That happened to me. You got a few things. My appearance is a bit misleading. But I'm a guy, a man, you understand? So treat me respectfully. Got it? So that was Helga warned me about. Everyone was used to accept the quirks of others here. You got it, Rufus. Rufus smiled broadly and winked at me, patted me on the back. I should get along. We should get along well, Nemo. Have you remembered your name, by the way? No. Maybe that's for the best. Get the past full. That new girl, always tell her she's only one. New girl? Of course, who else could possibly pick up on that? There's some of them are not pretty, but I'm forced to reject them, and they can't be helped. That's for natural selection. I'm fully superior. Our dialogue started moving in completely unexpected direction. Why did this conversation feel so strange and unnatural? So you say other soldiers live here as well? Of course! Just not in the barracks, but in the ones nearby. Don't worry, Nemo. You will find a girl for yourself, too. Just don't choose the girls I fancy. I had to stop that. Listen, Rufus, I was sent by Helga. She needs her pack of cigarettes. You should have it. After these words, Rufus' expression suddenly darkened. Apparently, I said something wrong again. Helga, is it? She's beautiful, right? She was caught by AI already, hasn't she? A commander has barely allowed her to stay with us. She's sent off to your hands the most beautiful girl right away, huh? And here I thought a real bromance had started growing between us. You got it all wrong. I was just here to get the bedsheets, and she... Rufus' expression grew even darker, and the time I could catch a real threat in her eyes. He poked me into his chest with his finger. I won't even ask you to need these, but you're a quick one for sure. All you need to do is get your hands on some beauty. Did I get that right? Don't make such a puzzled face, Nemo. I know exactly what you're thinking. I'm the same way. But you won't get Helga. She's mine. I love her. She loves me, understand? I started nodding intensively once again. Listen, you got it all wrong. However, I didn't get a uniform for the bedsheets in the linen room. It just happened to be that Helga was there. I didn't even know that I barely know anyone here. Rufus' mood brightened up once again. My smart girl. But don't I have the cigarettes with me anymore? I lost them to hand, so take them up from him. I was about to turn around and leave, and Rufus grabbed me by the shoulders and slowed me down a little. Don't take my words close to heart, okay, Nemo? I can see you're a nice guy. Just keep your hands off Helga. It's enough that I have to beat off Hans' dirty claws from her every day. Don't worry. All I want is to get my memories back. That's it. Okay, so be it. You can call me Rolf and kick up Hans for me. Will ya? Tell him that yesterday during dinner, Helga was looking at me, not him. Tell me she said so herself or something. I'm counting on you. Smiling, Rufus gently patted me on the back and then said goodbye, and then she pushed me forward. Now I'll need find Hans. According to the description Ruf gave me, he's not the most pleasant guy, but I have no choice. I need the pack of cigarettes. I can hear dishes rattle and oil sputter and water boil behind me at the door. Judging from the sounds, there was a kitchen somewhere and someone was doing their best to prepare lunch. I tried pulling the handle for a while. It was locked. Perhaps I shouldn't go in there right now. Okay, so I need to find some cigarettes. I opened up the door. Leave me alone, please. I'm very busy right now. We've talked about this, Hans. The one who spoke didn't even look at me. I was about to open my mouth and ask about Hans' whereabouts when the quiet voice started sounding insistent. Please leave. I thought it would be inconsiderate to disturb someone who was busy with an important task while I left. I had to continue my search on my own. Hans is not there. So Hans is a bit of a creep, right? This is the guy's barracks, that's the girl's barracks, that's the kitchen. Kitchen there. Okay, so can walk over here. Once I went through the door leading to the veranda, I noticed a soldier who was spitting by his back. Didn't hear the door squeaking behind him. He shank himself and was terribly silent from the sight. At the time he felt extremely cold, a hot summer day. A butterfly was flying around him, though he was sitting right on the index finger. He was studying it carefully. From all sides, he was whispering something up his breath. Lovely butterfly, you must feel really warm in the sun. I decided to interfere. Sorry for disturbing you, but have you seen Hans? The soldier turned from his head and looked at me, calm thoughtfulness in his gaze. That's me. He was shuddering a bit, and seemed sad. I was surprised, as before I met him. I was silently different impression of the guy. Rufus' description portrayed a completely different person. I am Nemo. You must have heard of me already. Yes, a spy that doesn't remember anything. Guys told me about you, but I thought you already left. Is that what you ought to do? According to the regs, all suspicious individuals should be sent to the main headquarters, but I'm mistaken. The soldiers for hours. There? Who are you talking about? Nemo. How can you not understand? It's due to the amnesia? Do you not know who we're fighting against? The answer seems obvious, against humans, but why? Correct. With that, Hans became quiet. There was no hurry to violate the silence that emerged between us. Perhaps at least you would take and talk in riddles. Why are you looking for me? It became clear that Hans wouldn't explain anything to me. Did I mean a topic of war was forbidden, or would Oliver reveal the secrets to me later? I decided to leave this topic aside and got right to business. Ruth told me she has lost Helga's cigarettes to you. Could you give them to me? I didn't want to give cigarettes to Doris, but she needed them. She was cooking something in the kitchen, and she said, "Will be something out of this world," but I actually never seen succeed before. Hans sniveled and squirmed and sneezed out loudly, beamed with a broad, carefree smile. You can take him from her. Doris is kind of just a bit unusual. Hans wiped his nose and his sleeve on his uniform. It seemed like he wasn't really interested in talking to me. He started staring at the butterfly once again and whispering something to it. I remembered the words Ruth asked me to pass on to Hans. I decided not to do that. I didn't want to get caught up in their petty quarrels and get distracted from my main task. I decided to stop bothering further. I went back to my barracks. Hear a loud crackling pan. Oh God. A strong smell of something burning made me cover my nose with a hand. There was dirty dishes and leftovers everywhere. I noticed a broken egg on my feet. I found the girl that was looking to me at the kitchen table. She was busy cooking an extraordinary meal. Doris, right? Doris lifted her head and looked at me. Her eyes widened, either from surprise or the fear that she could look a step back. I'm Nemo. You probably already know that, but I'm caregiver this morning. I wanted to calm her down and step forward, completely forgetting about the cracked egg lying on my way. Ugh! I lost my footing and back fell down to the floor, hitting my head on the hard door post. It was painful. Surprised my moan strength had for a moment. Everything went dark. At the very start of the moment, I could hear footsteps at Doris' alarmed voice, really close to me. I'll help you. I raised myself to lean my arm. Soon I opened my eyes and saw something black right in front of me. First I didn't understand that, but it was Doris' skirt. She was standing with her back to me and slightly bent knees and turning over her shoulder. She extended her helping hand for me. Give me your hand. I felt extremely messy, uneasy. I didn't know where I could hide my face and buried red blush. It was best for me not to look. Hardly overcoming my easiness, I took her hand unexpectedly easily set me back on my feet. Thank you, helping me to stand. Oh, no problem. Be careful. It's a little bit dirty in here. You're all right. I'm Doris. I looked around again and ate some again and had to comment that there was leaving my mouth. Doris seemed cheerful and not embarrassed, but her behavior was in the slightest, or was ambivalent. Listen, can I call you Omen instead of Nemo? I think it sounds much more interesting and extraordinary. Nemo is sounding extraordinary? To me, after all, it's not really a real name. Oh, it's a nickname then. You're hiding your true identity? More like I don't remember it. I have amnesia. You're really exceptional, Omen. I rarely ever meet anyone like you. You're probably amazed by yourself, too. I wish I were there the same way. Doris sighed sadly, just a moment, and burned bright with ever-glowing excitement once again, even though it was hard for me to understand her. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Pterracactus. This is the end of this episode. I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ta.